parlay. What's this guy saying? And I'm always scared to go live. I'm a little shy. I can make a mistake. I want to parlay. I live in Quebec. Do you know what the word parlay means? Santé parlay means to talk health. A santé parlay. Parlay also means I want to parlay it up. Does it mean I want to bet? Or does it mean to parlay it? Monsieur, Monsire. Monsire. Is Monsire? The king must be French. Monsire. Wait a second. Must be a racehorse. When the horse gets on the track, put a color on it. Does the color mean anything? Put a number on it. Does the number mean anything? Why put a number in your color? I know Fred's driving that horse. I know Bernie's driving that horse. And they decorate the jockeys with all kinds of colors. They want to know who they are when they're watching their horse. It's your horse. You're riding it, aren't you? What do you need a color for? Because they want somebody else to ride their horse. So they're going to go and they're going to parlay. Anyways, I was talking with somebody about the sun and the moon. Talking about the sun and the moon. And I don't know why I get into religion. I don't like to talk about, and it's a Friday, it's a Sabbath, you know. I'm going to talk about the sun and the moon. The sun is number 54. 77 and 77, 154, saying, through the sun I pass. The moon is 57. 3 by 19, and at 13, through the AC power, through the sun I pass. I just told you the numbers of the sun and the moon. Sun is numeric value 54. The one says passage. The one that passes through nothing. A round circle of nothing, or it could be a square. Still an empty space. It's a void. It's nothing. Unless you're measuring the corners of the size of nothing. Nothing becomes something in size that you can pass through. 77. So now what's the moon? Well, 7 and 7 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. Carry over the other 7. 5 and 7. 57 is the moon. 3 by 19. If we calculate the number divided by 2, is anybody with me? If we calculate the number divided by 2, if we calculate the number divided by 3, if you calculate the number divided by 4, what happens if you calculate the number divided by 5? You end up in the middle of the half. You end up with half complete. We have to start all over again. Divide anything by 2. 9, 4.5. 6, 3. It's half. Divide any and multiply anything by 5. It's the same thing. It's half. Depends where you put the decimal, the point in the void. 5 times 6 will end up to be 3. 5 times will end up to be 4.5. So it's 45. So if you go to 6, you're actually reducing. The only 2 numbers that are up on a cube, there's only 2 numbers on a cube. Okay? Only 2 numbers on a cube. It's 5 and 7. 5. Because the reflection of light through these 2 will just penetrate this side. The same with this. 4, the only extra one is the center one here. There's one special one, and the special one is over here, the I. I pass through 1. And through 1 that I am H. And I am I, and I pass through 1. With this 1 passing, I am no longer 33. I am now 303. Add on the heaven and add on the birth. The dividing of the 7th gate makes me at 8. So if the dividing of the 7th gate makes me at 8, right? Then if I showed you the divider at 7, it would be 6. Let me show the dice on the dice here. Here is 5 and 3. 5 and 3. 5 and 3. Right? 7th gate is the passing. 6 on the other side. So we'll put we're going to put We have 5 and 1, so they're dividing between the 8 and the 1 and 5. Now, what divides it? How do you get to the center of the slice? Number 3 and number 5. Now, there's a little bit of math involved in this, not a real math, but numeric math, reasonable math. Why am I doing this math? Well, it's pretty simple. No matter what you do in life, 90% of the time of what somebody's going to see right now is 1, and below 1 is 4, and below 4 is 7, and below 7 is 10, and 13 and 16. But when you get to 10, let's just say 1 plus 0 is 1. Now think of this. Go to your rotary phone now and put your finger in the hole of 1 and put your finger in the hole of 4. It goes 1, 4, 7, and then go to 7, 1, 4, and 7. And that's the curvature between one number and the next, because that's what the rotary dial. Most rotary dial phones are the same, right? I mean, if you put it too small, you won't be able to get the size of the fingers. Anyways, there must be another calculation for the calculation that's not. Do you follow what I'm saying? Well, let's keep that away. And a rotary phone has more than 10. Anyways, I've left the moon and I've left the sun right now. So let's get back to those numbers, okay? We play with dice. You want to talk with the cards. You want to talk about numbers on a telephone. It doesn't matter. There's always a story. There's always reason. Whoop, almost knocked down my whole bureau. There's always reason for having certain things the way they are. I got to show this off a little bit. See this here? This is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 7 and 9 are both red, and 5. So that's what must be passing. You see the yellow, right? Is it passing from this side to this side? Can you see that? And the reason I'm asking that is because here's a row of 36, and I cannot do this unless I put another row here of 36, which creates this design here. Or you can also do it this way and this way. And now you're going to see dimension because there's a little piece that goes here. So it curves. It goes this way and then this way. Goes this way, and then it goes down. You see the way it goes down or out? Same thing with this. So this is 36, 36, 36. Now, by having 336, I've got my first in between. I've got my in between the two, in between the two, in between the two, one connect. But I do not have this one over here. So you only have a single connect. Single connect. Until I start off with the first one, I have nothing. After this one is done, we go 1, 2, 3, and now we have these connected here. I can go up to here, through here, and down to here. This will be my straight connection. Okay, I'm going to have to end this video. I got the phone. Raphael, 7286, in the constellation of Pegasus. How do I end this? Live from Montreal, Mighty Messer, Friday night. Hey, how you doing? I guess I'm not going to answer that phone. I guess I'm going to have to leave us together. It's pretty orangey tonight with that sun coming in, eh? Look at that sun does. Light everything up. Yeah, look at that. Anybody need a delivery? Okay. So we were with the moon, right? Or we were with the sun. So how can we create the sun through vibration? And why I say vibration is because they told me 432, 234, 18 by 18, 324. That's the numbers. 32 is a number in Celsius that you get 0. What is it? 0 Fahrenheit. 0 Celsius is 32 Fahrenheit. So that's where that question goes. And anyways, it's all 2, 3, 4. Otherwise, you're on the other side, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. On this side or on that side. The one on this side is just taking up a position. It comes into you. That string connected to the other side of the world. When you completely relax your body, possibly, I mean, once the snake inside releases itself, just everything leaks out. Anyways, the electric. Just dropped this on the floor and I heard a sound that was the electricity, the vibration through the electricity coming back up to my ears. Are you looking? What you looking at? Hey, buddy. How you doing there, buddy? You want to come on my back? What you doing? What is the negative degree number where the two scales match? 40. 40, 40. 40, 40. Minus 40 Celsius is minus 40 Fahrenheit. As far as I remember, it's what you usually do is call the number. Let's say it's 20 degrees outside Celsius. So 20 and 20. Well, 20 degrees Celsius is 32. It's 1.8 per Celsius. So 20 would be 36 plus 32, because the 32 number is that dividing number at 0. So we had the sun and the moon. I'm a little mixed up. We can divide the moon by 3 numbers, right? And that'll be 19. We can divide the moon by 4 numbers, and we'll end up with, how do we divide it by 4? 57 divided by 4 is 10, 12, 13, 14, and 1 left over. 14 and 1 left over. 1 and 4 is 5. That would be 5.1. So we'd end up with Mars. The leftover, the division of 4 through the moon with that number ends up on Mars as 5 and 1. But there's another calculation that goes into that. And that's the exact number. What is the exact number where 4 divided by 57? And forget about that. Let's just use the 5 factor. Just knowing it's the 5 factor, 5 and 3 is the energy passing. So right away, number 53, Herbie the car, Volkswagen for life. Volkswagen for life. And you can see the way, where do we get a V and where do we get a U in these numbers? Here's the other board where it's fixed up. We've all seen this before, the hexagon here, which actually turns into the cube. All I did is put a Y. I can put it up the other way, the Y, and then this will be, then you'd see it this way, right? You can see the multiple dimensions in that. That's what I wanted to see. So anyways, the sun and the moon. The moon is 57 and 57. If you add them together, it becomes 15. It becomes Mars. 5 and 5 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. 7 and 7 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. Now becomes 15 or 51. 15 is a number we can use as saying that's a quarter, because 15 minutes is a quarter of 60 minutes in time. So that's a quarter. So now Mars is now reflecting Earth, because Earth's number is 2552. 77, here comes the Christ through the moon and the sun. I wonder where they got those words from. It must have been chosen. Anyways, got a friend over. We've got to go out and pick up some munchies. Is that the word to use? Anyways, I don't remember if I answered you, Messer. Yes, I did answer that question, but it's just so fun. What game? Where are we getting these numbers from? The words. Multiply it by 2, multiply it by 3, add it up to a single digit. Add them up together. The crosses through 4 squares on my paper, but the addition goes in between the lines. But what if I turn my book this way? Now the addition is going upside down. When you do it that way, it's actually telling me another story. It's telling me I'm on that side. I'm on that side. If the phone was this way, I would be on that side. So now my addition, which is now cutting everything into 8s, because everything is this way, in French you would say accent grave, and it would be telling me the E world this way or the E world that way, because that's the letter it's found on. Imagine they also have the special E that looks like the $sign E. There's just, everything is, whatever's out there, read it the way you read it. Understand, put how can I say, give it a value, like 1 and 1 is 2. That has a value. What does that mean? That's like, oh yeah, I can understand. Others can understand. This is what I see. Can you see what I see? 2, 3, 4. Forget about anything else. 2 and 2 is 4. 1 in between 2. Automatically, we have 5. 1 in between all 4. Because remember, 1 is different. And we play it at 55. Oh, and there's so many things about 55, my friends. Raphael 7286 and a constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching this video. How do we end it?